Hey guys, welcome back to Ranger Survival and Fieldcraft. I'm Andrew, and what I have for you today is a video on pocket carry survival items, the methodology, cross-loading techniques, and then some of the items we carry in our pockets, or we could carry in our pockets, and why they're important. Stand by. One of the first kits I ever learned was from a ranger instructor I had when I was the patrol leader for day 8, the Weaver in Florida phase. Anybody who's been there knows what that's like. And during the assessment process, he was telling me that we should always have some sort of cutting tool on us, some sort of way to start fire, and then have a snack in our pocket. And so these are things that we can carry very easily to make a quick survival kit. Another practice is carrying our primary tools on us at all times. In a Marine Corps survival manual I found and read, they recommend carrying at least your fixed blade knife, some sort of multi-tool, and then even a sharpening stone to maintain these tools while you're out in the field. And we can probably assume that along with those tools, we're going to have some sort of main processing blade, whether that be an axe, or if we're in a tropical or jungle environment, some sort of machete to take down large material and process it very easily. But besides even having that large machete or parang to take down material and craft everything, even in a jungle environment, which is incredibly important, having some sort of fixed blade knife or field knife, even this alone can recreate a lot of different things with natural materials off the landscape to help us survive. Anything we need, that fixed blade knife will be able to do for us. And then I even like the idea of having a sharpening stone or a small one in my pocket, or at least in the assault bag or rucksack, to maintain these tools. And now besides those tools, besides having a knife, a way to start firing, a snack in your pocket, we can also carry small survival tins. That small survival tin, like this SE tin or one that we make up and pack ourselves in an Altoids tin or some sort of craft tin and bring with us, is going to be a lot better than having nothing at all. Plus we can make these as we want, or buy them commercial off the shelf and take the kit that's inside. Either way, we have items for survival. I've had a tin for a long time. I still carry it. I'll put it in my rucksack or in my assault bag. So tins are not a bad option either. All right, so those are 3 different methodologies for carrying survival kits. The common theme is having those items on us, and one technique that we can employ to make our survival kit a little bit better, more lightweight, and still have all of these items on us to survive is something called cross-loading, where we take all of these items that you see in front of you, we place them in different pockets, or we have them stashed in different areas. An example would be like our button compass stashed in our cash belt or sewn into our clothing. And then we travel with these items. They're always on us, either on our uniform, in our plate carrier or fighting vest, or in our assault bag or rucksack, and we have access to them, so at least we have some kit items. If we drop our rucksack for whatever reason, or we fall into some water and have to ditch our plate carrier, we still come up out of the water to dry land with items on us to affect survival. So let's go over these items, because this kit right here that you guys are looking at, I think is a perfect kit that can go right in our pockets or on our belt and gives us everything we need to survive. All right, that first tool is a cutting tool. This can go right on our belt or even in our pocket. I'm a big fan of a smaller, more sleek multi-tool like this, but these needle nose pliers, wire cutters, are the main reason we carry a multi-tool, because we can manipulate man-made objects, we can bypass locks, we can cut wire to break through obstacles, but we can use this also as a prying tool with the nose. But then we have plenty of different survival tools on here. One that I need on my multi-tool is going to be scissors. Scissors for cutting fishing lines, scissors for cutting our nails so we can stay pretty in the field, but scissors make cutting very precise. We could use a straight blade, no problem, but scissors are going to be great. We have screwdrivers. We also have that can opener so we can get into old cans or manipulate metal objects if we need to. And then even on the outside, we obviously have our serrated blade, we have our straight blade, that saw on our multi-tool to take down material and process it, as well as notch carving. It's going to be crucial. Our multi-tool, a recommendation, the minimum it needs to have on it, obviously the needle nose pliers with the wire cutters. We need to have that straight blade, we need to have that saw, we need to have that file, as well as those scissors and or a reamer or awl on this multi-tool to accomplish everything we need while we're out there trying to survive. Those tools at a minimum will give us everything we need. So that is why a multi-tool is going to be that cutting tool for us. So that cutting tool is going to be very important because it can recreate a lot of the other stuff that you see here as part of that kit. So that cutting tool is first, but we should remember a good acronym to help identify the survival items we should be carrying, and that acronym is called PLAN. It's from the SAS Survival Manual, and what that stands for is protection, location, acquisition, navigation. Now with protection, we need items to protect ourselves from the elements as well as to thermoregulate, give us that protection. And so for survival items, we need something like a Mylar blanket. This is small enough to fit in our pocket. I used to carry this exact one down in the lower cargo pocket on my frac U's or my OCP pants. It's very lightweight, it's not going to get in the way, and this can be taken out, turned into an overhead shelter or just a simple blanket to maintain thermoregulation and help get protection. But with that, we also need something to start fire if we're going to use that PLAN acronym, and so we have a fire starting tool. We could use a magnesium bar, although it takes a little bit of work to get a fire going with this. We still have the fire striking source right here, a sparking source, as well as tinder right in one compact piece of material, which is why this is great for military survival, because we have to take this with us. Plus, we're not going to be starting a lot of fires unless it's in an emergency or in a permissive environment. But besides having that magnesium bar, obviously the best fire lighting tool is going to be that lighter. Take that lighter with you, keep it dry. We can still rescue a drowned lighter if it gets wet and be able to start fire, have it wrapped with tape. This is going to be the best fire starting tool for us. And of course, we also have that ferro rod to get a fire going. In a military survival kit, one of these two is probably going to be the best fire starting source, also combined with man-made tinder brought with us. Also as part, we're going to include medical aid we can provide for our most basic needs, treating lacerations, cuts, or injuries. And we have two items that are small, can go in our pockets, we hardly notice they're there, and we can do a lot with these items. One is a primary lifesaver, and that's going to be our cat tourniquet. That cat tourniquet is used to stop bleeding immediately because the human body can bleed out in 2 to 3 minutes, sometimes faster if we're being exerted. So we want to stop exsanguination, that is death through blood loss, and by applying a tourniquet we can save our life as well as the life of our buddy. It's incredibly important to have. Also get the training. Next, we have just a simple military cravat. I've done a video on 20 different uses with a military cravat. It's just a triangle-shaped piece of dressing, and we could use that cravat for a variety of different things. We could turn it into char cloth. We could use it as camo to go over our head. We could use this as a sling or a swath, a dressing. We could use plants. We could take yarrow, put it over a laceration or a wound, and then close that wound up with this bandage to help treat it using medicinal herbs from the area if we have those in our area. But this cravat can do a lot for us, and it's multifunctional. One of the core elements of a survival kit is to have items that are multifunctional. We have multifunctional items right here in this kit that we can use, and that cravat is probably one of the most multifunctional. It does so much for us in survival, which is why it's part of this kit. Next we have location, which is just getting signals out to alert air crew and search and rescue aircraft of our location. So we're going to have signals as part of our kit. Now, when it comes to signals, we need to have passive and active signals, day and night signals. We need to have hasty and deliberate signals. We need to have signals that are visual and auditory, as well as leaving a plan back home. So we need to carry a lot of signals with us, things that we can use in daytime as well as nighttime. And so we have some of those signals here. We have a simple aviator's panel. This is just a piece of silk orange cloth that is large enough for us to pull out, use as a flag or as a ground marker, and then quickly crumple up and put away. And so we have a bright orange signal with that. We also have our signal mirror, so we can use this with the sun's rays to alert search and rescue aircraft, and it has a whistle or an auditory signal attached to it. This is too easy to put in a piece of foam wrapped with tape and then put this in a pocket. I used to carry one of these in my breast pocket all the time, especially during SEER school for signaling. Had it ready to go at a moment's notice, plus being wrapped in foam like this with tape means it's protected and I'm protected from broken glass should I take a spill and that mirror break. And then we also have military Firefly strobe. All we need is a 9-volt battery to carry with us. We wrap this with tape to waterproof it, and then the strobe fits right on top of the battery, and it's actually working right now. It's infrared, we can't see it, but it's working, so we have that strobe to alert search and rescue aircraft at nighttime. We also have an emergency headlight. I'm a big fan of the E-Light by Petzl. It has a lot of different functions on it. One function we have is as a strobe. So we can put this up in a tree. It's a passive signal, but it's signaling search or rescue as a strobe. So we have our panel, we have the mirror, whistle, visual, auditory signals. We also have our strobe in that Firefly, passive night signal, as well as our flashlight that can be used as a passive night signal with that strobe. Another thing we have is a small chem light. That small chem light like this is easy to fit in a pocket. It hardly weighs anything. We can take paracord, wrap paracord around it so we have that paracord with us, but it also has another effect. We can use this as a buzzsaw, as a signal. This is a great signal. I've used it in training as well as combat to alert aircraft or friendly forces and bring them into my position. We also use this as a casualty collection point signal to bring in the casualties so the doc can treat them. This is a great technique. Plus we have extra cordage here for survival purposes. We could even use that mylar blanket with some paracord, stake out this blanket with the mylar side facing up, and that could also act as a signal with the sun's rays reflecting off of it, helping to alert search and rescue aircraft. You'll notice we have quite a bit of signals in this kit, and there's a purpose for that. One of the first priorities in survival for any military personnel is signaling for rescue, or that location, the L, from that acronym that we're following. Getting signals out early and having them ready means we're that much more likely to alert search and rescue aircraft when they come looking for us. They get picked up and pulled back to friendly lines so we can continue whatever we're doing. But that's incredibly important. A little bit different compared to other survival methodologies out there, but signaling is going to be one of the first things. All right, so we went over protection, we went over location. Now let's go over acquisition. Acquisition means just getting the resources that we need to survive. And so this is going to be things for water and food. As part of this kit, we have a decent fishing kit. Always fish first. We don't even need to carry something this large in our pocket that could take a chance of breaking and all the hooks and all the lines spill out into our pocket. We could have something a lot smaller than this. Something small that we could do, something I came up with, and that is just having a small tape sachet is what I call it, of fishing kit ready for us to use. And all we have here is just a razor wrapped with tape, wrapped with fishing line, a hook and a sinker ready to go, and then a few more sinkers and hooks to replace if we lose our hook or if we need to add hooks or use different line or techniques. We have a small fishing kit right here that we could use to go after game. It is very small, flat, and can fit right in our pocket, safe to use, and everything is contained within that tape, so it's waterproof as well, and it's too easy to slip in and out of a pocket and could be concealed. So if we do escape and evade, we can pull food from a water source and feed ourselves. We could also do something as simple as just putting leaders in that same tape sachet with some paracord. Too easy to make a trot line, too easy to make a hobo reel or a cane pole and go after fish. So our fishing kit doesn't need to be that big, but we should still have a good kit to go after game and feed ourselves. We should also have ways to get water. One of the ways to get water is something I really like and highly recommend, and that's having some sort of pocket filter or water straw. This thing is very small. We can put it in our cargo pocket, hardly notice it's there, and this is good for 30 gallons of water. We could get that Whirlpack bag, pack it with some iodine tablets or water purification tablets to treat that water to make it safe to drink. This is 1 quart, so we could keep filling up this water bag and keep reusing it for as long as we had water tablets. We can also boil water in this plastic bag, although we don't want to do that because the bag will eventually break or melt or rupture and we lose our container. So we want to use those tabs and drink water with this, but we're limited with that as opposed to having some sort of pocket filter or straw. Lightweight, we can pull this out once we get up to the water, take a drink, put it away, and then continue movement. So having a straw like this is very, very handy and very efficient. All right, before I forget, another piece of gear that goes with our protection list is cordage. This is just an Atwood microcord toggle or system. It's about 100 feet, 100-pound test microcord line that we can use for protection, putting up that shelter, staking out that mylar blanket, setting up traps, whatever cordage can be used for. We have it right here in this microcord. We can also carry more actual paracord as part of our kit, but if we have smaller diameter of cordage, we can fit more on this spool or just take it off the spool and make a hang, put it in our pocket, and we have that cordage. I typically carry about 10, 15, or 20 feet of paracord in my pocket, and that's a lot of cordage right there, especially with the 7 inner strands. We can use that cordage up for a lot of different survival skills. So always have cordage as part of our kit. And then for that last letter, as part of the plan acronym, that's N for navigation, we have just a simple button compass used to find different cardinal directions and move out The thing with this is that with the size of this button compass, we can conceal this easily in our cash belt, and we could also carry an actual military compass with us. That military compass, or any compass better than a button compass, is going to be obviously better for us in survival. The best compass we have is the one that we have on us, but we want to have a good compass, that Lanzetic military compass, the one soldiers are going to carry, or we could go with the Sunto MC2, we could go with any high-end civilian compass. We want to have the best compass possible so we can accurately land navigate. If we're just trying to survive and find cardinal directions, that button compass is good enough. But we can also carry this in our pocket, which is recommended in a lot of different survival manuals. But for our acronym of plan, that N, navigation, we need a compass to help land navigate. And then we could even recreate our map using that cravat and a marker, or simply drawing it or making a terrain model on the ground of the area we're in. We can recreate that map and successfully land navigate. All right, guys, a really down and dirty, like usual, of items that we can place inside our pockets. I'll just close with this, is that we can take all of these items, distribute them in different pockets, especially if we're wearing a military uniform. We could put that cravat, we could put that Mylar blanket down in the small pockets closer to our ankles on our pants. We could put that filter, that cordage, as well as some of the fire starting tools in our cargo pockets, along with that heavy-duty fishing kit here, unless we do that small fishing kit. And then even the tourniquet we could put down in a pocket. We could take that survival mirror, put it in a breast pocket. We could take that panel, we could place it either in our pants or in our top. And remember, we want to cross-load these items, so if we have to ditch our top for some reason, we lose that mirror, we have that panel or another signaling device in our pockets, like a flashlight that may be around our neck or in a cargo pocket. So at least we have some sort of signaling device along with fire starting tools, and we always have our cutting tool strapped to our belt. This is what I would consider an ideal kit given our plan acronym, plus the idea of packing survival items for a military style kit for military operations or just out in the field. We have enough here to meet our requirements of signaling, providing for medical aid, finding shelter, protecting ourselves, and then land navigating or acquiring food, water, and resources to provide for our needs until rescue can arrive. We have everything here that we need. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment in the comment section. I always appreciate your feedback. I want to thank you guys for everything you do for me, for this channel, for your likes, your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your feedback, and your shares. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.